Lopez here, coming at you from LopezSing.com. And in this video, I got a question from somebody, and they wanted to know about what I think about network marketing. Some people call it MLM, multi-level marketing, direct sales. But these phrases, they're interchange, but it's really direct sales. So you have a company like Shackley, Mary Kay, Avon, Melaleuca, YTB, Amway. It's a lot of these companies out here. At this point, there's thousands of these companies. Some of them you heard of, some of them you probably never heard of. That now, I'm gonna tell you what I think, my opinion, and I'm going to tell you what happens, and I'm going to tell you how it is. And I've been involved in direct sales. I got involved in direct sales about 15 years ago when I was in my early 20s. And I had a lot of success. A lot of stuff that I didn't know when I got involved, like we all do. And it's nothing wrong with that because you're not going to know everything before you get started. But the thing that I did not like is there's a lot of smoke and mirrors out here. There's a lot of things that there's a lot of tactics that a lot of the reps that get involved with the companies use, and they're being trained to do this. Now, a lot of times it's not the people, the higher ups, the CEO, the owners, the president. They don't promote a lot of the shenanigans, a lot of the bait and switch tactics that a lot of reps use, like the 3-foot rule, the you're basically the harassment of people, the prospecting of people, like random people when they're out and about, the spamming, the unsolicited emails. They don't promote all of this. The higher ups, the owners, and the shareholders, and the people that run and control these companies. It's always the reps, the people that get involved with these companies. So, whenever you see someone basically, going about doing business in a way that you think that's not correct or the best way, just know that it's not coming from the owners of the company. It's really it's usually a team member or somebody that got this person involved. And what happens is a lot of people are set up to fail when they come in, and they're not even aware of it. They're doing things that's just not common sense. That's just not going to work. Socially, it's just not going to work. If you try and prospect me, and I just met you 2 minutes ago, I'm not going to get involved with you. I don't know you. I've never seen you in my life. And they're passing out flyers and cards, and they're walking down the street and striking up conversation with people and trying to get them to come to meetings without building any rapport with the person. It's just not going to work. I mean, socially, we don't function like that in society, in American society, or Western society, I should say. So, just keep that in mind. That way of prospecting doesn't work. It never has worked. But people, this is why at least 80% of people are going to quit within the first 90 days. Because they're going to be bamboozled to believe that that way of operating works and it doesn't. So the first thing I learned is I had to find a way to promote myself that to get results, to get the results that I wanted. And I figured it out. It took me about 2 or 3 years, but I figured it out. And I figured this out by using direct response marketing. Some people call it direct marketing, but the idea is you want to put messages on a certain channel. Could be online, offline, magazine, newspaper. At the time back then, it was the big thing was blogs, websites, and Google wasn't so big back then. So it was MySpace. It was places like that. And then, newspapers was big back then. Articles. Yeah, some of this stuff is still big, but that's how I got started back then. And then it was, presentations, or for the telephone or in person. So this is, but just to get people to show up at your presentation, you have to say something to get people to respond. Take action. Whether it's pick up the phone and call, or send them a booklet in the mail, or something of that nature, something that they could touch, something that they could listen to. And that's how I figured out that, hey, this way of marketing is much better than what I was doing, because cold calling and just pitching people out of the blue, it's not going to work for the majority of people. It's just not. So that's what I realized, that most people are set up for failure because they don't teach this at the big conferences. Amway, Melaleuca, Shackley, Mary Kay, they don't teach this. This is kind of like the top earners use it, but the majority of other people, they don't know. They don't study. And the reason why the top earners don't teach it to the rest of their team members is because it's not duplicatable. It's not. It's all based on a certain skill set. So with all that being said, another thing you have to be aware of is a lot of stuff is not what they make it out to be. It's not what it seems. Like, I'll give you an example. Like the top earners that you see, guys, most of them are guys, some are women. A lot of these people had huge networks before they got to the company that they got involved with. So whenever you see them with the check, or maybe they're flashing money, or maybe they have the trophy, maybe they're getting all the awards and accolades and everything, just know that this person didn't have to start from scratch. This person was already established doing whatever they was doing in their career. So they had a huge network anyway, and most of the people that were in their network got involved with them. As a matter of fact, most of the people that's in their career field that they were doing before they got involved into network marketing, most of these people they always get involved in everything that they do. But see, you don't know this because you're new. So whenever you see a guy or girl with $100,000 check, $50,000 check, just know that this person is well established. Now, I'm not saying you can't work your way up to that, but know that it's going to take a lot of work and a lot of time, especially if you're starting from scratch, it's going to take a lot of duplication. And see, duplication is the key. See, it's not what you can do, it's what people around you can do. And see, you have to have at least 2 to 5 people front line that's that's with the drive and ambition as you, and you have to at least go, I would say, 3 to 4 layers deep with that same drive, ambition, and focus. And once you get past once you get past the fourth, fifth level with people. So I'll give you an example. Let's say on the first, second, and third. Let's say on the first line you have 5 people, and those 5 people duplicate, let's say, 10 people each. So those 5 people got 10 people each, and then and on and on and on, right? And those 10 people will duplicate 5 people. So they'll bring in 5. So that duplication will keep going on. But here's the deal: once you get past I would say the 4th or 5th level, it starts to fizzle out after that, and the duplication and the messaging, the marketing, the training, whatever you started with, whatever made you successful, is going to start to fizzle out once your people get past the 4th and 5th level. So you got to keep that in mind. This is why the 2 to 5 people that you bring in, and the first to the 3rd level deep, they have to be strong. You have to have a very close, tight group. So when I say close, I mean y'all have to travel together, train together, hang out together. Y'all have to fellowship together. Y'all have to, do almost. Y'all have to be like a family, away from your regular family. I mean, you have to get to know their family, get to know their friends. So that's what I mean when I say fellowship. You have to create a culture, your own little culture, and that takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of effort. But if you want to really be successful, this is what it's going to take. If you want to be successful long term into network marketing, and see, a lot of the top earners, they already know this, but they don't teach you. They're probably not going to teach you this, and the reason why they probably won't, because you're not going to produce. See, the only way a top earner will teach you the ins and outs and ends of the entire business and how he run his business is if you make a certain amount of income, if you produce. See, he's waiting on you to produce if you get involved or if you're already involved, because it's easy to stick out from the crowd, because most people that come in, they're not going to do very much, if anything, anyway. So if you make, say, $2,000 to $3,000, $5,000, that's enough for you to stick out from 80% of the people, and that he might reach out to you if you're in his downline. Somebody's going to reach out to you. If you hit, I'm going to say this, if you crack 5,000 a month, somebody's going to reach out to you. Somebody. Could be the president, could be the owner, could be somebody in your downline, a team member. Somebody's going to reach out to you if you crack 5,000 a month, because they're going to want to find out what you're doing and how you're doing it, and where'd you come from, and who enrolled you. You know. So, and another thing you have to realize when you're um, bringing people in, when you're prospecting, targeting people, it's three types of people. And I had a mentor um, really break this down to me. He said you have the 70 percenters, the 27 percenters, and the 3 percenters. So I'm gonna break this down. The 70 percenters are the people that complain a lot. They come in, don't do very much of anything. They want something for nothing. They don't want to put in the work, the time, the effort. They go around pitching everybody. It's like a pitch fest being around them. They pitch people during the holidays. They pitch people in the family. They pitch people on the street. They pitch people online. They pitch people on Facebook, YouTube, wherever. They don't build rapport. They're socially awkward, you know. So these are the 70 percenters. The people that just average, mediocre. They pretty much, they're like cheerleaders at the football, basketball game, basically. These are the 70 percenters. They're fanatics, basically. These people go from seminar to seminar, conference to conference. They're like junkies. These people, you can actually make a small percentage of your money off of them, because especially if you have retail products or hard products, because they're not going to produce very much of anything, but you can get them to buy some of your stuff. So these people, you can still market to them, but just know that they're not going to be a part of your team. They're going to come in and they're going to leave. So those are the 70 percenters. Now the 27 percenters are the nice, salt of the earth, hard-working people. They just need a little bit direction, a little bit of how should I say it? Just a little bit of work. They're willing to put in the work, put in the time. They've just been misguided. Maybe they had a bad experience in the past. Maybe they're just new, don't know what they're doing. But if you gave them the blueprint and showed them what to do as far as training, team building, having a culture, they would take off, and you wouldn't really have to hold their hand, because they're willing to do the work. The 27 percenters are always looking to do better. They're always striving, thriving, always looking for other ways of earning, other ways of living a better, productive life. So those are the 27 percenters. And a lot of these people work jobs, got careers. A lot of them are blue collar. A lot of them are not educated. A lot of them are just the 9 to 5 working people that they got kids, they got families, they got farms, they got land, they got all types of hobbies, that you probably will never think of, So those are the 27 percenters, basically. And now you got the 3 percenters. The 3 percenters are the people that create stuff. They got books, blogs, articles, videos. They got companies they own and started and run. And they got email lists of 50,000, 100,000, 500,000, 1 million people on their subscriber list. These are the 3%ers. 3%ers are are the owners of Amazon, Facebook, Google, MySpace, Microsoft. Um, those are the 3%ers. 3%ers are people that go against the grain. People that some people look at and say, this person's crazy. Those are the 3%ers. So they got big email lists. They got, lists of probably 2 million people they can send out uh, envelopes in the mail to, postcards and stuff like that. You know, so there you have it. You got the 3%ers, 27%ers, and the 70%ers, and those are the three people you got in network marketing, and those are the three groups of people that you're going to meet at some point in time if you stay in long enough. And if you stay in long enough, you become probably all three of those people. So those are the things, it's just some of the things you should know before you get involved with network marketing. And just know that you're never going to know everything in the beginning. It's just good to commit first, then figure out all the rest of the stuff later. And remember, the money follows the money. The money follows the money. So if you want to be a mover and a shaker, you have to hang around the movers and shakers. You have to do what you got to do to get close to the money. That's how it works. Especially if you're starting from the bottom, you got to always figure out how can you get close to the money. Because what happens is, in network marketing, you're only as strong as your team, the people that you have around you. So if your team is weak, you're only going to go but so far. That's just what it is. That's just in life in general, but especially in network marketing, direct sales. So, there's a whole lot of other stuff that I can talk about, but those are probably the biggest things that impact me the most. Stuff that really was mind-blowing to me in the beginning, that I didn't know, that I wish I knew, because that would have saved me a lot of time and a lot of effort that was useless, because I was misguided on so many different aspects of how the business works. So, and one more last thing. There's a lot of people out here that will say, well, these companies, Mary Kay, Avon, Melaleuca, they're pyramid schemes. And you know what? There's a lot of truth to that. But here's the deal. All companies is based on a pyramid scheme. Because there's always somebody at the top. CEO, president, founder, co-founder. And there's different layers. So, and it's structured. All big companies are structured. Even small companies are structured. So every company is based on a pyramid scheme. Now here's the difference. Even a company you work for is based on a pyramid scheme. Now the only difference between getting paid hourly with the company you work for versus being involved with a direct sales company is you get paid at your job when the company gets paid. For the most part. That's how it usually works. See, when you go to work, the company you work for, they bill the company that they work for. So they get billed. That's where bookkeeping comes in at. They get billed a certain amount of time, a certain amount of hours for a certain amount of people. So when the company gets paid, you get paid. That's how it usually works. Now there's some companies out here will can afford to pay the employees first, and they get paid a couple of days later. But for the most part, you know, when the companies get paid, you get paid. And the company you work for usually bill the company that they have the contract for, right? However, see, if you're involved in direct sales, network marketing, your pay is based on how productive you are. And this is why a lot of people don't like it, because there's nothing guaranteed. So you can go to work and dick off all day and really don't do much of anything. But that's not going to work in direct sales. That's not going to work in this economy. It's not going to work over here. That's why a lot of people don't like it, because they actually have to put in the time and put in the work. And I don't have a problem with either side of the coin, really, But I would much prefer that it's set up for me to be much more productive, because I know eventually I can win. Because, see, with the job, the company that you work for, there's so much politics there. Yes, there's politics, there's policies, there's people stabbing you in the back, there's favoritism, there's racism, there's sexism, all kind of isms. Now, on the other side, in the free world, network marketing, direct sales, that doesn't play out too much. There's a low politics. Right? There's some people that won't get involved with you because they don't like you, or maybe because you're a different nationality that they don't necessarily care for. That exists. But there's millions upon millions upon millions of people. That's why I know I can win. See, at the job, the numbers are small. On this side, the amount of people is endless. There's over 7 billion people on this planet. Possibilities are endless, my friend. So just think about all this before you get involved in network marketing. The possibilities are endless. Really. There's pros and cons. Is it perfect? Of course not. But it's better. So if you like what you heard, subscribe, share this video, check out my blog, lowpilotSane.com. Until next time, see you in the next video.